So I'm sitting in the middle of my living room floor in front of my bookcase with books surrounding me, and I'm packing up my life again. My husband had left, and there I sat with boxes and books. And I start going through, and I come across my journals, and I had kept journals going back to the mid 80s, and I started to thumb through them. And 15 minutes turns into a half hour, turns into an hour, a couple of hours go by, and I saw it. I saw the pattern that I had been living my life by, and I saw it so clearly. Acceptance, approval, acceptance, unease, discomfort, full-on stagnation, depression, and then escape. And it starts over. Typically, the acceptance, the approval was a man. Sometimes it was a role, a job, or a situation, but typically it was a man. So, meet the man, get all encompassed, engrossed with his life, get married, move in, and then realizing that my life had gotten very narrow, very shallow, completely surrounded, engrossed in his world. And the discomfort and the dis-ease, and then full on depression. I've got to get out of here and escape. I've got to find my life again, and I would escape, blow it up, and the cycle would start all over again. You might not have the same pattern, but I bet you do have a pattern. And once you see it, you can't not see it anymore. And why can we not see it? Because we're getting all of these Atta Girls, like, you're so brave, you're so fortunate, good for you. Not once do I remember having said to myself, yes, this looks good on paper. Everyone thinks this is the best thing for me. I'm so fortunate, but is this what I want? It's still hard to answer that question. I don't know if I can still answer that question about a lot of things, because you get so used to making decisions based on really the path of least resistance, right? Well, everyone else is going this way. Everyone else thinks this is what I should do. So clearly, it must be what I should do, the path of least resistance. It's much easier to not ask yourself, is it what I want? Especially when you don't know or know how to figure it out. And like I said, we all have patterns, and yours is probably different from mine. It might be being a pleaser, and wanting everyone to be happy, and then getting a little resentful because people aren't helping you to be happy. And then a little explosion comes up, and then there's the guilt, and then you cycle back. Or you're a super achiever, and you work to be the best and achieve the most, and you just get exhausted, and then you fall into the place of being sick and not being able to move, and you start to recover, and so you come back even stronger and trying to achieve even more. And this other one about connection, and I saw this repeating in myself too, is the need to connect with others and wanting to connect so much, and then making the connection. And once you have the connection, then it's quite close, and then you start to, so we all have these patterns. And again, it's hard to answer the question, what do I want? But recognizing that you do have the pattern is the first step. And what really helped me was asking myself, okay, if I wasn't concerned with disappointing someone or going against what everyone thought was the right thing to do, or if I wasn't worried about embarrassing myself. So anyway, long story about patterns. And how they can, and probably have in a number of our lives, run your life, and how you can recognize it and how you can choose differently. The path of least resistance is the easiest, but it is not always. And I will stop short about saying it's rarely the best, but it's not always the best choice. And it's hard. So, what would your journals reveal? What pattern can you look back and see in your life? And if you're feeling this tightness in your chest when you hear me asking that, that's probably your pattern trying to stay hidden. And my name is Linnell, and I'm glad you're here. I'll talk to you guys again soon.